Hi, I'm Kathy Brown. Welcome to week 3, pose 3 in our Rest and Restore at Home online yoga program. This week we are looking at a wrapped Savasana pose, which is, it's like each week I love the poses. When I come onto the mat each week and I shoot these videos for you, I think, oh my goodness, this is my favorite. I really don't know which one is my favorite, but I'm going to say this week is, but last week and the first week was too. Any restorative yoga pose where I am feeling held and comforted and grounded and secure and calm is my favorite. So whatever the props dictate, however I get there, doesn't really matter. But again, they all seem like my favorite. So I hope you enjoy this week. It's my favorite. So I hope you looked at the prop list. We are going to need two either yoga blankets, or I've gotten the nice big bath sheet towels here. You can use those as well, or 2 blankets from home, whatever works for you there. We are going to have our pillow to rest our head on. And again, just a reminder, when you come down onto this pillow, we're resting our head, but we really want the pillow down a little bit more, so we are supporting the back of our shoulders as well as our head. So we have that ready to go. We are going to make sure we have all our props kind of around and handy, because as we come down into this pose, we're tucking ourselves in, so we won't have a lot of room to kind of get up and move once we're set up. Our eye mask, this week I brought my sleep mask from the bedroom. We are going to make sure, again, just like last week, we have 2 hand towels or tea towels that are the same to rest our hands on when we're in the pose. Remembering that, and it's kind of hard to demo here, but we have the 2 bones on either side of our wrists. When we set this up and we lay our hands on the towels on the floor, we want to make sure we're even with those bones. So each of those bones is just at the edge of that towel. That's going to make everything seem in balance to our body. If it's slightly off, it will probably bother you as you're trying to settle into your pose. So again, 2 towels, same height, same texture, same everything for your hands. And then lastly, here I have an extra blanket that's a little bit weighted, a little bit heavier. Just to kind of put on your low belly when you're in the pose, just to add that extra layer of grounding. I don't have it with me, but hopefully you have here a blanket for your final cover up, just to put over top of everything as we settle in. So to come into this pose, I'm gonna, like I say, get everything ready, because as I tuck, I won't have a lot of wiggle room. Placing my hand towels where I need them to be. Taking my weighted blanket, placing it kind of handy. My 2 bath towels. So everything is in reach here. So I'm gonna take, the one big bath sheet is folded in half. Again, bath towels, blankets, whatever you have around the house. I'm gonna place myself on my yoga mat here, getting ready to settle in. So depending on the time of year, depending if you run hot or if you run cold, I feel like I'm going to a sleepover here, fuzzy socks. If it's wintertime and you want some nice fuzzy socks on, it's just an extra layer of comfort. If you tend to run hot or summertime, you may want to skip the fuzzy socks. Choice is yours. First, blanket / towel we are going to take, placing it on our legs. So our feet aren't covered at this point. We're going to have this about at our hips. I'm going to do this on both sides. I'll show you here. I'm just going to lean up and tuck. So it's kind of like, when you were a kid and your mom would tuck you in bed. That's why I think this pose is very comforting, very, safe feeling. It kind of reminds you of that. So again, I feel like I'm going to a sleepover, but I have all my legs tucked in. And as we roll to tuck, we don't want to just tuck without rolling, because as we roll, it kind of anchors that blanket underneath, kind of holding us a little bit more. We're going to take that second towel, again, making sure we have everything else in our grasp, because we are going to lay down here, tuck ourselves in more. If I had my blanket where I was going to cover myself up all the way, I would start covering as I go. So the second blanket / towel, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lay down. Again, trying to keep that nice, comfy tuck in as we lay. Making sure when we put our head down, our head is supported, the back of our shoulders is supported. Taking this towel once again, we're going to place it on our bodies. We're going to bring it up just, to our rib cage here. Again, doing the same thing. I'm going to roll a little bit and tuck, 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 tuck. Roll the other side, tuck, tuck, tuck. All the way up. So now I'm completely tucked in. Again, before I settle in, especially with this tuck, I am going to notice if there's any areas, that princess and the pea, that might drive me crazy. Make sure all the little, tucks are in there nice. I'm going to make sure my hand towels are close for my wrists. If I want to use this weighted blanket, at this point, I'm going to take this, place this on my low abdomen, right down low by my hips, just adding that extra comfort of support. If I have that extra blanket for on top, I'm going to kind of pull, pull, pull. I'm going to set my hands up before I do. I'm going to put my sleep mask on. I'm going to set my hands up on my towels, again being aware of where those two bones are and how that lines up with the hand towels. If I haven't already, I'm going to continue folding that blanket all the way up, settle those hands back in, and then I'm going to say, hey Google, set timer for 20 minutes.